Welcome to this week's episode of Humans in 5.
We love getting together, not just to share our knowledge of human, social, and biological life, but we're also avid storytellers. We love weaving together a tale that is not just informative, but also interesting for everyone to listen to.
We've previously talked about some reasons why people tell stories. Many stories are similar across different cultures as they're trying to communicate shared social mores and ideals. When these social traditions are shared in different cultures, people often develop similar ways for expressing social traditions more broadly.
Some researchers are interested in finding deeper evolutionary roots for the origins of telling stories. Whether stories are shared in front of a crackling fire or over the internet, storytelling is so widespread around the world and deep in our human history that many believe that there must be other reasons for groups gathering to regale with tales.
Researchers from University College London really wanted to get at these evolutionary roots of storytelling. As all human lineages were hunters and gatherers at some point, they decided to focus on the contemporary Arctic people, who are hunter-gatherers in the Philippines. This way, they could see how storytelling affected foraging people in real time.
When examining the types of stories that were told in groups of foragers, the team found that stories were used to pass on information that was important in a foraging context. Stories that emphasized cooperation were important. Tales that also focused on equality between the sexes and equal sharing within a group were also relatively common.
When we think back to how stories may communicate social mores, these themes make a lot of sense in a foraging context. Foragers often need to work together to collect food resources, and both sexes contribute to the food collection and processing. People often need to share food within a group to make sure that everyone has access to the right nutrients for survival. These themes are so central that they've been reported in other foraging societies other than the Octa.
The researchers also found that the person sharing a story themselves played a role in how the group functioned. It turned out that the content of the story was one component, but so was the quality of the storyteller.
Good storytellers increased cooperation within the group. In the study, group members were asked to identify the best storytellers. When these particular people told tales, indicators of group cooperation increased even higher than normal.
Now, in evolutionary studies, behaviors may be important, but they're not evolutionarily critical unless there is a way for these behaviors to be passed on to the next generation. The team were curious to see if good storytellers didn't just improve group interactions, but if they were also more likely to pass on their genes and leave behind descendants.
The team found that this was the case. Good storytellers were preferred as partners and had greater reproductive success. This opens the door to the possibility that good storytellers are able to pass on their storytelling skills through their families to ultimately help group cooperation improve across multiple generations.
This is not to say that good storytelling will always run in families, but this interesting project does go to show that a good story might just increase group cooperation and survival on top of being an entertaining way to enjoy an evening.
We hope you enjoyed this tale, and we'll see you next time on Humans in 5.
And don't forget to subscribe!